The weather is heating up, and that means pool time is in full swing. But before the splash comes the safety, especially when it comes to our little ones. California Live's Jobeth Devera is live in San Carlos with smart tips and expert advice to help keep families safe around the water. And Jobeth, what do parents and caregivers need to know right now before we dive into the water?
Well, the first thing anybody should know, Jess, is that drowning is the leading cause of accidental death for kids under 5 years old. So it's super important to be prepared as we head near pools and waters and lakes and beaches. That's why we've got Opal here from King Swim Academy to give us some very important tips and expert advice. So Opal, let's dive right into it. The first thing everyone should know.
Absolutely. Designate a water watcher.
Okay.
Anytime we're going to the pool, the lake, make it a responsible adult. Their entire job is just to watch the pool and make sure that we are all swimming safe. We recommend they wear a bracelet or a lanyard or have a whistle. Something that shows them that this is their whole job.
Yeah, not be distracted on their phones.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, okay. Water watcher.
Yes, it's very important to limit access to water anytime that we have a pool or a pond. Make sure that it's fenced in with a gate that locks. Our doors are locked if they lead to pools, child-proofed. Even bathtubs or buckets.
Yeah. Kids
Kids can drown in as little as 2 inches of water.
That's very true.
So it's very important that we limit unintentional access to those areas.
Okay. What about swim lessons? Is there an age you recommend kids starting?
As early as possible.
Okay.
Honestly, getting their face wet, getting them prepped for that feeling. We start our lessons as early as 6 months old.
Okay.
Lessons can reduce the risk of drowning by 88%. So it's vital that we get kids in the water as soon as possible.
And get used to them having that water splash in their face, right?
Yes.
Okay, what about
for
parents?
adults? We definitely recommend CPR. It's a vital skill, a life-saving skill. It can mean the difference in the moment, for sure.
Okay, and I do have a question. If a child does go missing,
Always check the water first.
Check the water
for
first.
Sure. Kids can drown in under 30 seconds, and it's often silent. So those seconds make a huge difference when we're missing a child. So before we check anywhere else, we always go to the water.
Yeah, before you run into the house, check the broom or the closet. Check any water first. Awesome tips, Opal, but we do have some eager little kiddos behind us who are going to demonstrate some do's and don'ts when it comes to dressing them, right?
Yes, for sure. We have some of our amazing swimmers with us. This is Miss Natalia. She is wearing our Coast Guard approved life jacket. This is what we recommend that you take when you're boating.
Okay.
We know
how
that
do we know it's Coast Guard approved?
Coast Guard approved. It's got a stamp on the inside that tells you this is what you're looking for as a parent on the inside of any life or flotation devices when you buy them.
The safest one, as opposed to what?
As opposed to things that aren't a lot of puddle jumpers like Miss Isabel is wearing. We do not recommend these in the pool. They do tend to keep a swimmer in a vertical position. We call this the drowning position. It also gives a false sense of security both to swimmers and water watchers, where if something goes wrong, it's much less likely to be caught.
Do they have Coast Guard approved puddle jumpers?
They do. So you just, again, make sure you're looking for that stamp on the inside.
What about the colors? What should they wear?
For swimsuits and life jackets, we definitely recommend bright colors, neons, things that are high visibility in the water.
I love that. Okay.
That's wonderful. And we don't recommend things like Miss Isabel's wearing that are light colored whites, blues, greens.
And then we have our 2 kiddos down there. What are they going to be doing for us?
They're going to do our jump, turn, swim skill with our teacher, Lily, who's a seasoned instructor with us.
Why is Will here fully clothed?
Mr. Will is fully clothed. This is what we call our clothesline activity.
Okay.
It's to practice what it feels like if we fall into the pool with all of our clothes on.
Oh, I did such a good job.
She did wonderful.
So what is this activity you guys practice with them?
Jump, turn, swim is the activity that we do. And it's to encourage our kids and train them that the nearest place to get out of the water is usually the wall that they fell off of.
Yeah, true.
A lot of kids will swim to the last thing that they saw when they fell into the pool, which can be pretty far away. And it's much safer if we can find our way back to a wall.
That's true. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys did so great. Good job, kiddos. Well, thank you so much, Opal, for the tips. Thank you, Lily, and all the kiddos. You did so great.
Awesome.
Really important to be prepared as we head into the summer months, you know, pool, beaches, lakes, Jess. I hope these tips help you guys.
Definitely really important information. Everyone gets really excited about getting to the pool, but you have to learn safety first. Thank you so much.